Let's get back to the phone lines. Trevor is a Spurs fan. He's called in. Trevor, I mean, not a great result today, but talk to me.
I speak to you quite a few times recently, and I have to tell you, I am angry tonight. We need to get a taxi for Mr. Mourinho to get out of our club. He is ruining it. He's going to do what he's done to other clubs. And I just got to be honest with you, it's his setup. Again today, he started with the three at the back and the two wing-backs. He plays Ben Davies wing-back. Ben Davies, to me, is not a great wing-back. He's a good left-back. He's not a wing-back. He puts Sissoko on the right. Sissoko can't play in that position. His best position is a defensive midfielder alongside Højbjerg, where he started the season. I don't get what he is doing. And I agree with what you said earlier about Dele Alli, about why is he not in this squad? What is he going to do that these players are doing? He's not going to do any worse.
So, Trevor, would you bring him back then, Dele Alli?
100%. And I'll tell you who else I'd have in our squad. He's been ostracised as well. He still isn't over the hill yet. It's Danny Rose. What is wrong with Danny Rose? He's better than Ben Davies. I'm sorry, a left wing back. He gets up and down a lot quicker than Ben Davies does. I mean, I've got to tell you, tonight I am fuming about the way that we've set up. We've lost to a team who hasn't won at home in 7 months. But I am going to say one thing. You have to give credit to Brighton because they did play well. It's just that we didn't turn up. Not for the whole game. Yeah,
to be fair, Brighton did play really well, but Trevor's right there. I mean, it was a poor performance. So let's see what Oscar thinks. He's a Spurs fan as well. Oscar, what did you make of the team's performance today?
I can agree with what's been said before. We've got Lo Celso out, we've got Kane out. They've been and Ndombele as well, creative influences, but Dele Alli is nowhere to be seen. Mourinho begged Levy in the summer for a striker, and what we're doing, putting on Gareth Bale. I love Gareth Bale, incredible player, but he doesn't look at it. What's he done for us this season? Like, Vinicius needs to be played. Mourinho's just begged him and he's not playing. He came on, made a bit of a difference, but this is what we've been found out. Like, Kane's out. When we've been found out this season that we've been relying on moments of magic, when we've been playing, everyone can see this, we've been playing pretty passive football and made Brighton look like a proper team today. And if you looked at that game and didn't know the table, you easily think Brighton were higher than us.
Yeah, absolutely
outplayed us.
Yeah, of course. Crookie, what do you think?
I agree, and I'm interested to know if Spurs fans agree with Darren Ambrose's rather gloomy prediction that they might not finish in the top six. Looking at the table now, 6 points behind Leicester, they've got a game in hand, but I think teams like Leicester, I know they had a setback today, but they go out and try and win matches. I still feel that Jose Mourinho's first priority, even away from home against a Brighton side who hadn't won at home since their very first game back after lockdown back in the summer, is not to lose. I don't think they're going to achieve their ambitions with that mentality.
Yeah, I agree. Gary, he's a Spurs fan. Gary's called in. Gary, I mean, Crookie touched on earlier about Gareth Bale and Mourinho's tactics. I mean, what do you think right now is going wrong for Spurs? Gary?
Oh, is it me? Sorry.
Yes, you.
Hi, Gary.
Right? Yeah, hi. Yeah, I've been a Spurs fan all my life. I'm about nearly 50 years of age, and first time I phoned it night in about 10 years, and basically I've had enough. I've watched the last 3 matches that we've played, right, and we've had one attempt, 2 attempts at goal in 90 minutes. What's happened from the beginning of the season, whereby we spanked Man United 6-1, we then beat Southampton 5-2. What's happened to attacking football? We've gone backwards. I mean, it's like I personally think it's ever since Mourinho's dug out Dele Alli, right, and it's all been in the papers, and I think now the players are down tools. I think they've had enough. And I personally think that even though we're in the cup final, I think Mourinho's got to go. And I think there's only one person who can take over and do the job now, who has actually won trophies and plays the right type of football, and he's actually out of work right now, and that's Rafa Benitez, and that is it. There's no other way we can get out of this now. We're it's terrible.
Gary, do you think he's completely lost the dressing room?
I think so. I think it's gone. The tactics are negative. When have the Spurs ever played that negatively? We've got attacking players and we're playing defensive. We go forward with the ball and then we're passing it backwards all the time. How are you supposed to get an attempt on goal or even get goals when you can't even pass the ball forward. The first line of defence is attack. So play to our what we're good at with our attacking players, and worry about defending after. At the moment, we're not let alone scoring a goal. We're not even getting shots at goal.
Listen, Dan, he's a Spurs fan. He's called in. Dan, what's the answer? Did you sack Mourinho? Did you bring someone else in? What'd you do?
Oh God! I think the last time I spoke to you, I think I was when I was in Leipzig, probably one of the last games I actually was able to travel to. And you know what? Watching the Spurs team tonight, there's just compared to this time last season when I was sitting there in a cold German winter, there's no difference. There's just a load of headless chickens wandering around. I mean, you've got no Harry Kane. Harry Kane, he's obviously a big part of the team, and you've got players in there that are losing. Mourinho's losing head with in the dressing room. You had Aurier have a row with, and then tonight he wasn't even playing. Where was he? I mean, going forward this season, he's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you've got, like you said, a few other callers. Like you said, Dele Alli is like a £70 million player. You can't just because he doesn't fit your plans, you can't just get rid of him. And I know a lot of people turned around and said, Mourinho is still stuck in the past. He's not, he's not adapting.
Well, listen, it's certainly not been
free at the back against Brighton. I mean,
who would you bring in if it's not Mourinho? Who would you bring in?
Do you know what? At the minute, I mean, there's not really too much you can grab. I wouldn't mind Lampard.
Well, really? Is that what you think? I mean, Danny said that he wants Lampard in. What do you think of that one, Crookie?
Well, I'd go for if I was Daniel Levy.
Who? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Ralph Hasenhüttl.
Listen, you're already in trouble with Southampton. Stop doing that. Stop trying to give away Ralph Hasenhüttl. You got in trouble with that last time.
No, I think he's got all the credentials, and I think he is a progressive, dynamic, forward-thinking manager who coaches players and gets the best out of players. That is the way, particularly in these COVID-hit times. Clubs can't afford just to lavish managers with hundreds of millions of pounds. Jose Mourinho is a checkbook manager. Daniel Levy is a chairman who doesn't spend money. It was always the wrong fit.
Yep.